This is Jonathan Aguilar for Pro Boxing Fans, joined by Adam Smith. We've just seen Galal.
Remember your channel. That's it.
Yes.
Right.
We've got one job, and I couldn't even do that. But Adam, we've just witnessed 12 rounds of absolute war here in Birmingham. Galal Yafai losing to Rodriguez. What's your reaction to that?
We had two wars back to back, didn't we, with Conor Walker and Liam Taylor, which was a fantastic fight as long as that lasted. And yeah, the other two just picked off where that left off. I mean, it was grueling, relentless, all action. Galal Yafai had a wobbly start. He was hurt. I think he sort of fought the wrong fight. He was sucked into the lion's den almost. And yeah, Rodriguez was brilliant tonight. He was absolutely incredibly determined, didn't stop throwing punches, body shots were terrific, and both of them cut. And he's a Mexican warrior, and what I loved about Rodriguez, at fight number 48, he had over 300 rounds of boxing, but he came over to Britain, and you wonder whether he's the sort of fighter on the slide for Galal to beat and then go on to fight for a world title. But this is a guy that realized he's got a chance, he's got a dream of becoming a two-weight world champion and have a big fight later in the year. And he came over, he was happy, he was confident, he said he was going to win, and he just boxed really, really well tonight. And yeah, it was an absolute war, and so much credit to Galal Yafai for getting through it. I didn't think he would. I thought maybe Rod might throw the towel in at one point, or the referee might step in, and I thought those last few minutes were pretty tough to watch, especially being alongside Sonny, who was getting quite emotional with it, actually. You know, it's tough. Yafai's a great fighter, Olympic gold medalist, you know, sad for the Birmingham fans to see, but you know, this is what happens. You step up to elite level, you have an acid test, and it looked to me like a very, very good amateur in with a very, very good hardened pro tonight. And you know, Galal can rebuild and come again. He's only 32, and he'll have learnt a lot in there tonight. I think he needs a big rest. But yeah, it was a disappointing one from the Birmingham fans' point of view, but a brilliant night for Mexico. And sometimes these things happen, and there's been upsets in the last few weeks on DAZN, which is great. It shows the matchmaking is fantastic. We don't know who's going to win all the time, and you know, matches generally around boxing at every level have got better, and that's great for the fans.
The feeling around sort of at least press row was that Rodriguez was running away with it, and people were saying, you know, is the towel going to come in? Did you feel like it could have been stopped by the corner?
Potentially. I mean, that's obviously that, you know, Rod knows Galal better than anyone, and Galal kept coming. You know, there was never a point where he didn't want to fight. He never looked like in any way he wanted out of there, and you sort of hoped he'd get through it in a difficult way, in a sort of macabre way. You wanted him to hear the final bell because he deserved that. He put so much into it himself. But yes, there was a chance, I thought, where maybe it could have been stopped. It was pretty hard to sort of watch and commentate, I thought, on the last 5 or 6 rounds from Galal's point of view. But Rodriguez was terrific, and yeah, I just think the night belonged to him. I loved his interview afterwards. It's great to see sometimes where, you know, these guys come over and they're meant to, you know, they're meant not to get the rub of the green, or they're never expected to win, and suddenly they put a performance on. He rolled back the years. He was absolutely sensational tonight, and I think we should all be talking about Francisco Rodriguez, and you know, Galal Yafai's got to learn from it.
And you've just interviewed Eddie Hearn on your channel, The Voice of Boxing. What was he telling you over there? Yeah,
Eddie was saying pretty much the same thing, that absolutely relentless performance from Rodriguez. Galal sort of boxed the wrong fight, got off to a bad start, and found out what it was like at elite level, and he's got time at 32 to rebuild and come again. But yeah, Rodriguez, he was very, very similar to how I saw it, winning by a long way. You know, he said what a great night it was. Fantastic action. Conor Walker, Liam Taylor, Peter McGrail in a really good performance. I thought Peter won that fairly comfortably, actually. I thought he boxed really well, got into a nice rhythm, showed his skills. As for Tia May, she was absolutely stunning. What a performance, what a professional debut. And Pat Brown, terrific again. We'll see him in a fortnight's time on the big Manchester show. Eddie said there's big shows coming up in August and September. Talked about Dalton Smith and Crocker Donovan, and also Dave Allen and who he's going to fight.
All right, Adam, appreciate your time. Check out The Voice of Boxing, like I say, and I'll speak to you soon.
Thanks very much. Appreciate you.